Hello, friends. So, for some time now, I have been proposing that consciousness is the ground of all existence, and that the human universe and the universe in general is a matrix that is constructed by a Qualia network. So the concept of organisms as qualia networks is slowly emerging, at least I think so. It suggests that biological entities experience the world through subjective sensations or qualia. These qualia are not just limited to higher organisms with brains, but can be seen in simpler life forms like bacteria, where they play a role in the organism's behavior and decision-making processes. So this idea aligns with the notion that sensory activities such as thirst, hunger, sexual desire, and much, much more are actually qualia experiences that in turn trigger motor responses like eating, drinking, and sexual activity, which are also qualia experiences. Recent evidence indicates that even at the microscopic level, feedback loops can be considered qualia loops, suggesting that sensory receptors, such as olfactory ones and others, might be present in various organs and tissues besides the nose. This concept expands the understanding of how organisms interact with their so-called environment, which is their extended body, emphasizing the interconnectedness of sensory and motor experiences as part of a network of qualia. For many years, I have expressed the view that consciousness is the fundamental ground of existence and can be related to the concept of qualia networks. I have proposed that consciousness is the primary reality and that it knows itself through experiences. In this framework, qualia could be seen as the building blocks of consciousness through which the universe becomes aware of itself as that, aware of itself as that. So this perspective aligns with the idea that qualia are essential for functioning of all living systems, as they provide the subjective experience necessary for consciousness to manifest and interact with what we call the physical world. It's a qualia network. There's a theory called the seeking system theory, which describes how organisms are driven by desires and motivations. And this theory seeks to explore and interact with the environment, which is our extended body, as I've said. So even the word environment is based on subject-object split. There is one reality. In any case, the seeking system supports this idea. The theory suggests that even the brain's reward systems are deeply tied to qualia, as they provide the motivational force behind actions that fulfill basic needs and desires. The seeking system coordinates various brain functions to create a sense of euphoria and motivation, which can be seen as a form of qualia that drives behavior. That's why I've always said joy is the most fundamental state of our existence. Joy, euphoria. When you have euphoria, there's ultimate homeostasis, as in pure love or absence of subject-object split, samadhi. So, in conclusion, the concept of organisms as qualia networks offers a fascinating lens through which to view biological processes. It suggests that subjective experiences are fundamental to the operation of living systems and that these experiences are deeply intertwined with the mechanisms of consciousness. So, my friends, I hope this resonates with you, that qualia are the means through which conscious experiences happen, and this is how consciousness experiences itself as the so-called physical world, which is really a qualia network. So I hope this resonates with you. I'm not so sure, but in any case, also want to remind you that Digital Dharma is available. It's about how AI can elevate spiritual intelligence and personal well-being. And if you wish, you can continue to interact with me through my digital twin as well by going to digitaldeepak.ai.